Welcome to GIS 105, Roan State, Fall 2019. We're going to try to walk you through Project 4 here. Okay, Project 4 is going to be creating a land cover, land use map for a county in the state of Tennessee. If you're really interested in another state, you can do that. That will be okay. But I'm going to do Anderson County, Tennessee. I started by Googling Geospatial Data Gateway. This is the home page that you should get to. It's a USDA site, and I am going to get data. I'm interested in Tennessee, so I'm going to click on that. I'm interested in Anderson County. I'm going to move that over there, and I'm going to submit this file. Here's a list of the files I can get. The one I'm interested in for our project is the land use land cover, national land cover by state. I'm also going to need a county file, so I can go ahead while I'm here, grab counties by state. Okay. When I move down here, you may already have a county file and you can use that. That's fine. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hit continue. If you get this window, go with an Esri shapefile. It's probably easiest. Continue. And it's going to prompt you for your email. I've already done this, so my email is already in there. Okay. When I hit continue, what it will do for you is this window will pop up and you will place order and it will send you an email with links. And when you click on the link, it will download the data. Since I've already done it, they've detected that and they're telling me I don't need to do it again, which is fine. I don't. Okay. So I'm going to close this down and I'm going to open up my ArcMap. Okay, I've opened up ArcMap. This is the file right here that we just downloaded, the land cover file. Each dot, each color represents some type of land use. Here's the Tennessee County files that we downloaded. Okay. One of the first things I would need to do is I'm interested only in Anderson County. So I'm going to come up here to my attribute table and I'm going to do a selection. Right here is Anderson County. I could just click on that to do it, but if you remember, you can also do it by attributes, and the easiest one here is probably if the name is equal to Anderson. Okay, leave that selected, close it out, and when I come up here to this file, if I go to Tennessee counties, and I go to selection, then I can create a layer from the selected features. And it's already done that. Notice Tennessee County's selection. If I turn this one off, you see that I only have Anderson County selected. Okay. Next thing I'm going to want to do is get rid of all this data because I'll be doing a lot of manipulations and I don't need to manipulate all this data. I just need the data for Anderson County. So I'm going to clip this data out using this as my template. I'm not going to use the geoprocessing tool up here that says clip because this tool is only for features. Okay, so there is a tool. I'm going to go to search, and there is a tool called Clip Raster. And right here it is. Cuts out a portion of a raster data set. I'll load this tool. The raster I want to clip is this statewide raster. Drag and drop it. This says optional, but I don't know that it really is. I'm going to use this Anderson County to clip. And what it's going to do is actually create a square, a rectangle. Okay, I'm going to tell it where I want to put it. And I'm going to put it under this. I'm going to call it new clip. I've tried this a bunch of times and it's been working, but I've had to be redoing something. So I'm going to run that tool. You can see the tools running down here. And when it's finished, it will automatically add that clip to my data set. You can see it just did it. I can turn this one off now, and you can see all that data goes away. And what I have is a file. I have a layer here that's clipped around Anderson County. And I'm going to fix this real quickly just by making this hollow and make this a little bit bigger. So now you can see what I have. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can remember what we've done here. I think we had created this. I think this is where we were working. I took a pause there for a minute to figure some things out. Uh, if I go to this attribute table, what I've done is I have added a field. Okay, I use the add field tool. Right now it's turned off because I've got the editor turned on. But what I did was I added a field. Okay, the type I set to text. That's why it's wide. And then what I did was I took my water. I called it water. Anything that was developed, I wanted to group together. So I called all those developed. And I had to make sure when you type in there, you have to have your editor on and you type in here and make sure the letters are all the same. And I grouped these things under forest and hay pasture. I just left as that. Okay. When you go in there to edit that, remember you've got to have your editor turned on, which I do right now. And if your editor menu doesn't pop up, you've got to go to Customize, Toolbars, and make sure your editor is turned on. Okay, I'm going to turn my editor off now, and I'm going to save my edits. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone into this, I've opened my attribute table, I had added a field. See, I can do it now, my editor's turned off. I added this field, I set it to be text. I know from my map that I don't have much herbaceous, I don't have much wetlands of any kind, I have very little cultivated crops, and I'm just not going to bring those over my bare land. I'm going to focus on the water, I'm going to focus on any kind of developed space, I'm going to focus on any kind of forest, and then I brought my hay pasture over. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to turn this raster file into a shape file. Okay, and the way I'm going to do that is there is a tool called raster to polygon. When you search it, it's this tool right here. Your input raster is going to be this that has your county-wide land value data. We created that field called type, so I'm going to use that. Give it a place to be stored. I stored this one as cover 6. Okay, I've already done it. That's where I stored it. So I would put in cover 6. Okay, and then when I run it, make sure you clip this thing that says multi-part features, and then you're going to click OK to run it. I've already run it, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, when I ran it, this is what I got. This new file, which is a shape file. It's no longer a raster. I can turn off my new clip, okay, and this is what I have. If I open this attribute table, and this I didn't have, I'm not sure why this is doing this. I had this problem today. I didn't have it last night, but you can see it's giving me a type that's blank, and that's going to mess me up for something I want to do later. So what I've done is I've highlighted these 4 fields. Okay, and then I went and I did my selection and I exported it as a new layer. When I did that, this is what it created. Okay, so you'll want to do that, and if you need to, and then now I've got this file, which looks just like that, except when I open the attribute table, I don't have that blank space, and that's going to be important for something I want to do here in a minute. Okay. Now, another thing I want to do is I don't like this extra space outside my county boundary, so I'm going to do a clip, and this time I am going to be clipping a feature, so I can use this tool. I am going to clip this feature. My clip feature I am going to call, oh, I'm sorry. My clip feature is going to be this county. This is Anderson County, and I'm going to store this as I'm going to call it final clip because I hope that's what it is. Okay, and I'm going to run that tool. See it's running down here. And there it is. I can turn this one off. And now you can see what I have. I have just Anderson County. And I want to check this attribute table. Okay, good. It didn't carry over that blank space. All right. Okay, at this point, I'm ready to set some of my symbology. So I'll go to Properties. Go to Properties. I'm going to use Categories. You guys have used before. I'm going to use my type field I created. I'm going to add all values. There they are. I'm going to turn this one off. I don't need it. I'm going to change some of these colors. I like my forest to be green. I'm going to go with leaf green, and I'm also going to set the outline color to leaf green. That'll keep it a little bit cleaner. My hay pasture, I like golden colors for my hay. So I'm going to use this. Developed, I think, is pretty good, but I'm going to check and make sure. I want to make this a poinsettia red. I'll make sure this is also, oops, that's Tuscan. I'm going to make this poinsettia red. I'm going to make sure this boundary is set. See, it's not. So I'm going to make sure this is something I like. I like ultra blue, and I'll make this ultra blue also. Okay, now here's my new symbology, and I think that looks pretty good. I like that. Okay. Okay, this is about the 5th time I've tried this video, and at this point things start going crazy. So what I'm going to do is end this video, call it Project4a, and then I'll start from here in the next video and we'll pick up there, okay?